Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This is a re-upload from a video that was shot back in 2016 with my friend Max. Some of you guys might know that the channel got nuked, so that's why it disappeared, but it was highly requested by the viewers to re-upload this video. Max was able to recover this from the archives, so here it is. Hope you guys enjoy.
Let's get the engine ready for removal. Alright, we're going to start disconnecting stuff.
Okay, so once this is out, we're ready to go. There you go. Cool. Right there. We're going to push this thing out. Yeah, and then take it all the way out. Okay, and then we're going to slide this up. There you go.
Clicks over here, huh?
Yeah. Perfect.
Alright, we're going to drain the coolant. So we're going to put this container under here and we'll catch it. Okay. Joke's on you, you don't have any coolant in your car. There you go.
Some coolant, that's good. Alright guys, so here we have a BMW clutch fan removal tool set. It's a long 32mm wrench, as well as the actual water pump holding tool. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold the water pump while you're undoing the fan clutch. Oh, this clutch is done, big time. So you're going to get your... There you go. You just take your fan off like so. Eventually it'll drop, so be careful. And there is your whole fan assembly and fan clutch, which, as you guys noticed, was really busted in ours because all you could hear was fan buzzing when we were on the track.
Here's our Kugelfeister.
Okay, say it one more time for our German viewers, please.
So for all you viewers in Germany that don't know what this is a Kugelfeister. You use it when you want to put your emissions back into the engine to fool the authorities.
We know how you Germans do.
Yeah.
Leave it there. That must be the return. That unclip. And there you go. So you got your body harness plug, then you got your engine harness. Up and down. Oh, and there comes our ECU.
Keep going, keep going. Okay, stop.
All right, so we're under the car. So luckily nobody can see that I look like a dork with my safety glasses on. But you definitely want to wear safety glasses because you have a lot of debris, rust, road grime, you know, dead animals that might fall out and hit you in the eye. There you go. There it is. Careful not to take one to the face. As I mentioned before, you remove the whole drive shaft. You want that resistance because if you remove the drive shaft and it's just hanging, everything's just going to spin when you're putting pressure on getting these bolts loose. So remove these guys. The drive shaft will drop, so be careful. And again, there's debris everywhere. There it is. Cool. I'm gonna take this out now. So we're having a really hard time accessing the clip to remove the shifter linkage underneath the transmission tunnel. So what we decided is to give it a little bit more room by removing the shift knob. There you go. So you just pull on it really good. You can see there's just a bunch of press clips or clamps holding it on. Next up, we're going to remove our shift boot, which again has little clips on the side that you just push in. And then you reveal your shifter along with the rubber boot that holds it in place, centers it a little bit, and seals it from the elements. Right here, we're looking for the reverse harness connector. So we're gonna remove this, disconnect it. Now we're gonna be able to push this whole rubber boot through and down into the tunnel. And now we're gonna loosen one bolt underneath here in the transmission tunnel, and this whole assembly should drop lower to give us some more clearance. Okay, so here comes our whole shifter assembly. There you go. So now we have access to our shifter. This may not be the most orthodox way to do it, but this bolt is pretty rusted and seized up, so we're gonna have to figure this out later.
All right, we're on our last step before we remove the engine. We're just gonna remove the nut from the engine mount.
There you go. Okay, I think we should be able to try it now. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. In order not to damage any components, because the rear, I don't even know what this is called, like the hook for the engine, it's buried back here. And we don't want to damage any of these hoses, so what we're going to do is remove these hoses. Now you could use screwdrivers for these easily, but I've just seen them be rounded off sometimes, and you know, you just don't want to. Yeah. You don't want to risk it. This one, however, at least comes out. Our engine hoist here, obviously. It's pretty much as far forward as we can get it without having to remove the front bumper. We feel pretty confident that with the engine load leveler, we're going to be able to maneuver this thing out. So we have the front already attached. Now there's an engine hook right here. It's usually pretty easily recognizable on any engines on the M20, M50, M40, M42, etc. It's right up here. It's going to be in this front section. Okay, dude, you want to do the honors? Go ahead and crank it up. Let's see if this thing will come out. About more.
You ready?
Yep.
Up and away. I'll have some EDM blast in here. Here we go.
Let's start pulling it. What are you gonna do?
How do you feel, dude?
I feel pretty good. Honestly, like it really wasn't that big of a deal to get this all off. I think now we're ready for step 2, which is going to be preparing the engine bay. Right now, I think we should we should be proud that we pulled this motor. So if you did this alongside with us, congrats. Now you can make a table out of it. You can put it in a go-kart. Isn't that what BMW uses? BMW motorcycles always have those massive engines.
This is about as big as an Airhead.
Yeah, it's
for real.
That's kind of.
Oh, we should make our own motorcycle.
Just a big trike.
Look at this bay, dude. We can do anything. We can put in a 6-cylinder. We can put in an 8-cylinder. We can put in a 3-cylinder. There's so much room for activities. I love it.
This is awesome. I think honestly that's why the E30 is so popular, is because we just removed this engine. There was really only a couple things that we had to disconnect. We are ready for whatever we want to throw in there.
Okay, what are we doing?
Well, right now we're untangling the pressure washer hose. But once we completed this task, I think the goal here is to clean the engine bay, because it's always nicer to work in a clean environment. Doing a great tape job right now. Yeah, any of this should be waterproof. I mean, your engine bay is exposed to various, fluids and water.
What kind of fluids?
Mostly human fluids. When you're hitting pedestrians, a lot of times they tend to lose bodily fluids.
Yeah, that's what these drains are for.
Yeah. So it basically drains into, that's why this area is so rusted, is because it all accumulates right here. Yeah, that's where we're gonna have to go with the die grinder and like get rid of all that rust, And then, like I said, a lot of people when they shave their bays, they cut out this section right here and just make that like a, but I kind of like these trays, because they're convenient for tools. I do want to relocate the battery one day. It's only the second time this car gets washed. So
the wash mod.
Enjoy, car.
Huh. All right, so I think we're happy with it. We're not completely cleaning everything. There's a lot of grime in here that just won't come off without a lot of work. So further down the road, maybe we'll shave the bay and paint it. But for now, we're happy with how it is.
Since we're going to be using a heavier and more powerful motor, it's really important to make sure that your subframe can handle the additional stress. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the subframe and send it in to Garagistic. Now, Garagistic offers a program where you can send in your subframe and have them weld and repowder coat it for you, and you get it sent back, and you can then reinstall it into your car. Now, if you don't have the time to wait for that, they also offer a kit that you can order that comes with the appropriate pieces to weld into your subframe. So you can then take out the subframe and get it done locally, or if you have the ability, you can weld it yourself. Here we have an old and broken subframe. You can see the mounts have torn out. And what the Garagistic kit does is basically these pieces get welded in and reinforce the old mounting points to make sure it's stronger and can now handle the heavier and more powerful motor. Now that we pressure washed our engine bay and everything's somewhat clean, it's time to address the brake booster. Now, the reason why we need to work on the brake booster is because when you install a 24-valve motor, the intake manifold is actually going to hit the stock brake booster. So there are many solutions to this. People use anything from a Porsche 944 brake booster to an Audi A4 brake booster, an iX brake booster out of the four-wheel drive E30. But the most common solution is to simply move the brake booster half an inch over to the driver's side. So this is what we're going to be covering today, and we're going to show you guys how to do that the proper way. So this is how you do it. Quite honestly, it's not our favorite due to the fact you have to drill into your firewall. You have to modify your brake pedal. So overall, it's free, so to say, but it is a pain in the butt because there's quite a bit to do, and it's also, yeah, you know, it's not 100%. You know, it can be a little bit sketchy, I guess, but we're gonna find out when we drive the car. It's like a cheese grater. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, actually.